Welcome. We're gathered here in the dark tonight. I hope that coming a little closer lets you see me a little bit more clearly. But I want to say to welcome to all of the friends gathered, loved ones gathered here today. My name is James Waddell, and I'm a chaplain with Partners in Home Care Hospice. And on behalf of the entire Partners in Home Care Hospice team and the Partners in Home Care organization, I want to welcome you to this time of remembrance, of gratitude, of commemoration, and of grief. As we begin this time, I want to invite you to join me in just a little exercise. As you stand there, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes for a moment. And with your eyes closed, I invite you to bring before your mind's eye the face of a person you love, whom you have lost and are remembering tonight. Allow their face to come gently before you. And take a moment to gaze into their eyes. Take in all you can about the features of their face that you remember. I invite you to welcome them into this space here tonight and receive their welcome of you here. And now gently I invite you to say a goodbye to them for now. To open your eyes slowly and return here to the tree of life, conscious of the presence of those that we remember together tonight. This is the 36th time that a community is gathered at this tree of life. And we gather together here at the tree of life each year to mark this time with the significance of each life, each soul, each person that we hold in our hearts right now. Our hearts have been made heavy with grief and sorrow over the past year or more. But somehow we find a way to continue holding our loved ones in our heavy and broken hearts. Somehow we find a way. The journey of grief is never an easy one. As we seek to relearn what life and this world are for us, now in the absence of the one we love. But somehow we find a way. It is truly profound to me how we as human beings adapt in our grief. We find a way to hold our loved ones' presence before us even in their absence. We change, or rather grief changes us. And yet we hold a line to the past, to all that previously lay before us in our memory. We both change and we remain. We find a way. This place and the season before us remind us of the changes of life. Just 3 months ago, The ground here was soft, the air was warm, and the sun was still up at this time of day. Just 2 months ago, all around where we stand, the leaves burned brightly with color, filling our sight with beauty. Just 1 month ago, rains fell heavy and soaked the soil. And just a few days ago, snow blanketed the earth with its quiet falling. And yet through all the changes that the weather has brought, this tree has stood tall. Its evergreen branches stretch out before us to welcome us in spring, summer, fall, or winter. Though all around things look different, the tree remains firmly planted. This reality expresses why we gather here at the tree each year. The tree of life is a reminder for us that no matter how our lives change, no matter what grief we experience, no matter the loss we hold tonight, love remains constant. Love finds a way. Love can always find a way. The tree also invites us in a moment to share in its light. A light that can dispel this darkness. And we will behold that light together in just a moment. But as I think about this tree and the light that it will show forth, I'm reminded of the Mary Oliver poem, When I Am Among the Trees, which was written in her grief at the loss of her beloved partner of over 40 years. She writes, "When I am among the trees, especially the willows and the honey locust, equally the beech, the oaks, and the pines, they give off such hints of gladness. I would almost say that they save me, and daily. I am so distant from the hope of myself, in which I have goodness and discernment, and never hurry through the world, but walk slowly and bow often. Around me the trees stir in their leaves and call out, 'Stay a while.' The light flows from their branches, and they call again. 'It's simple,' they say. 'And you too have come into the world to do this, to go easy, to be filled with light, and to shine.'" And so now together, we light the tree of life. As we stand now in the tree's light, I want to invite up Megan Grahn, a clinical educator with Partners in Home Care, who is going to share some beautiful music with us. I invite you to reflect as we listen together.
Tis the last rose of summer, left blooming alone. All her lovely companions have faded and gone. No flower of her kindred the stem, since the lovely are sleeping, go sleep thou with them. Thus kindly I scatter thy leaves o'er the bed, where thy mates of the garden lie senseless and dead. So soon may I follow when friendships decay, and from love's shining circle the gems drop away. When true hearts lie withered and fond ones are flown, oh, who would inhabit this bleak world alone, this bleak world alone.
Thank you, Megan, very much. May the light of the candle you hold remind you tonight that no matter how dark the darkness can feel, even only a little light can dispel darkness. May the community gathered here tonight remind you that you are not alone. As our light shines together, we shine brighter. May the music you heard remind you tonight to see the beauty mysteriously held within grief. And may the tree and its light before us remind us tonight that no matter how our world changes, love remains bright and evergreen. Thank you for your presence here at the Tree of Life tonight. I invite you to take a few moments to stand in the candlelight and the light of the tree to remember your beloved one. Whenever you're ready, you may extinguish your candle, and if you plan to go to the church service afterwards, you may take your candle with you to St. Paul Lutheran Church. If you're going to be going from the tree elsewhere, you can leave your candle at the tables in the back. Hope to see you over at St. Paul Lutheran Church for our service at 8 o'clock. And I'll now give us time to stand and reflect together.
Good evening. Can you hear me? Yes. Can you see me? Okay. I want to welcome you this evening to the continuation of the remembrance of blessing light, being blessed by light, lighting the tree as a community, and also remembering those lights we carry in us, called those whom we love. And may they keep burning bright through the darkness that can be this season. So I'm going to do a little invitation to you. If you have a cell phone, unless you're on call, you could just put it to mute. That would be excellent. I'm sure we'd all love to comment on your ringtone after. Also, there's a place in the order of service that says there's another lighting, okay, before we do a reading. And just a review of lighting. Right? If this is a lit candle, you tip the unlit candle. And in other words, you are lighting from, unless you like to laminate your hands. But, if this is a lit candle, the one who is unlit tips, and then so on and so forth. And so, as Judy, and we want to really give a big thanks to our harpist Judy, who plays at bedsides and does wonderful things in community with harp music. But as Judy plays, I'll be lighting, I hope, the end of each aisle, and you can spread it down the aisle. Does that sound good? Now I'd like to welcome in place our Chevaliers, our Hellgate singers, a wonderful community choir, a choir that serves the community that we are so proud of. Thank you.
Thanks so much for having us. This first piece is Silent Night, so if you feel like you want to sing along, feel free.
Holy
be better if we pray for peace. So we hope you enjoy this. It's called Basha Mahaba.
Why are we here? To listen to the Chevaliers. So thankful for that. Their sound, their gift, their words. Thankful for a lot of other people too, the volunteers and St. Paul. Thank you for your hospitality, Pastor Mark. I remember very clearly attending Christmas Eve services with my family. We would inevitably be rushing out the door because we wouldn't want to be late to be early. It was a night of music from my family. My mother played the organ and the piano and directed the choir, and so there were at least 2 services. And growing up in the church, I didn't know that pews were for more than napping during the week. And one of the reasons I look forward to it, first of all, as a child, you are blithely entrusted with an open flame. And it's amazing. Then there was the feeling. The faces of all those familiar throughout the year and the years of your life around you, lit with a glow, singing about hope and peace, and believing, at least in that moment, that that was possible. That hope and peace were present with you. You may have other candlelit memories. I mean, what is it about light in the dark that evokes such things? Admittedly, the year after my father died, I both wanted to be at that service and I dreaded being there. When we rushed out the door, it was to help Mom set up. It wasn't to go sit with Dad. I wanted to feel peace, but I dreaded the tears that would and did come. It was especially hard to watch my mother during his favorite hymn, sitting behind the organ alone while we sat with our parents' dear friends. They were kind of hovering over us and protecting us from people's best intentions of, "I remember your dad." Memory is like that, and flame doesn't serve to cauterize such a wound as much as to illumine it. These days, as the days grow shorter, and I light my own candles with my children, or in this space, we count up to Advent and that wreath, adding a candle each Sunday. The Christmas lights and candles and music don't hurt so much for me, but I am aware of other lights. I recall the light next to the bed of a patient as the family lit a candle so that we may begin a blessing of the space in that moment, finding comfort in the warm light of her life. I recall the flicker of an electric flame as staff remembered the life of a patient that had been with us a long time and was famous for her wry wit and her bluntness. And I recall a large candle, a Paschal candle, processed down the aisle of a chapel at a seminary as the hymn of light began in a vesper service. A symbol of the presence of holy love and grace coming into our midst. As on a night unlike this one, we began to remember a fellow seminary student who died before she could graduate and bless others. Not to drive away darkness did we bring that candle so much into the space, but to know that even in the face of such unfairness and sadness, there was still hope in what she had given us. As that entry hymn says, it begins with primordial darkness and about blazing stars and suns and the light of peace and wisdom, and that song, love that fills the night with wonder, love that warms the weary soul, love that bursts all chains asunder, set us free, make us whole, was our prayer. Writer and pastor Ruth Hetland, curator of Consecrate, wrote about lighting candles for her own mother on All Saints' Day, which is the beginning of November. She said, "I cannot tell the story of me without telling the story of losing my mother." I think you probably understand that because this is just how it is once we have known life before and life after great loss. Our stories are knit together in a mystical yet very true way. They are part of us. They remain part of us. Our story, like that pot from elementary school that still has your child's thumbprint in it. My father, my grandfather, my grandmother. In countless ways, we can feel their presence. Frederick Buechner wrote, "Death may take them, but it can never take our relationship with them. However else they live on, they still live on in us." Memory is more than looking back to a time gone by. It is looking into another kind of time altogether. A time where everything that was continues to be. It grows and changes with the life that is in us. As we come to understand them in new ways, it is as though they come to understand us. And we come to understand ourselves in new ways. Those fingerprints, that light inside. If communion is anything, it can surely mean that the people we once knew are not just voices that have ceased to speak. The power and richness of life not only touched us once, but continues to touch us still. Ruth Heaven. We are here tonight to continue the light from the park and to remember those lights that burn inside of it. We're here to light candles of memory and grief, laughter and longing, not so much to drive away the darkness. It does have its place and uses. But together hold our individual lights to shine a collective remembrance of the light we bear within us, of the ones who are not here this season. We are gathered to know that there is still life. And perhaps blessed not only the shared space, but fan one another's flames. I beg you not literally. But fan the sharing, memory, the story, the flame of love and memory and permission for both tears and joy, mystery and the possibility, like when I was a kid, of hope and peace living in you still or again. Let's spread that light.
I'll read and you'll respond. We are here tonight to honor those we have lost and to find the light for our darkness. Not because they died, but because they live. Not only to mourn a death, but to celebrate a life.
With candles illuminating the sacred space, we remember them.
Not only to endure the monochromatic cold of winter, but to anticipate the color-filled warmth of spring and the new life it will bring.
With candles illuminating the sacred space, we remember them.
May the lights we light on this night proclaim to our community that people we love have lived, have died, but will never be forgotten.
With the lights on our tree and with the flames of the love we share, we remember them.
May the light we light tonight represent hope.
The light and life of the Spirit of life, and illumine in you that which is good. May the memory of those you remember be a blessing, and may you depart in and know peace this season. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Ooh.